Do 423-381-3427.
Our buddy Rob Norrid's here with Logan Thompson Law Firm. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Were those Bradley County basketball players I saw out in the lobby?
Two of them, yeah.
Well, that was extraordinary. In the state championship, they win by 45 or 50 points. I mean,
it's just, and that was a record, statewide. 3 in a row, Rob. How about that?
Well, that's extraordinary. I mean, you think about, of course, there's a lot of tradition in Bradley County about women's basketball, going back to even when I was in high school, and but how they've continued on to be such an excellence is such a testament to them and to the kids and to the faculty and to the coaches and to parents and everyone else. Everybody can celebrate as part of that wonderful occasion.
We're going to celebrate them next week with a big celebration at the school. All right, so Rob, something I wondered about, and because, look, we hear a lot about attorneys and lawyers. You and I have talked about the advertising that lawyers do, billboard attorneys, that sort of thing too. But when someone goes out to hire an attorney, obviously it's an important matter. And it may be, in some ways, some of the most important matters of their lives. What should people keep in mind when they're hiring a lawyer?
Even though we have billboards and we have advertisement, I don't think you're responding to advertisements as much. That may provide you a name, and it's hard. There's not a frame of reference. There's not a book you go look it up in. It used to be there's something called Martindale-Hubbell, and you could go and see how they were rated. That was when I first started, and you had AB and AV and different relations, and I don't know how people understood exactly what those meant, but that at least was something, and that was lawyers evaluating other lawyers. So that was at least semi-objective. There's not a real way to do that. So what I'm suggesting to you is this. If you find somebody that you're interested in, and a lot of people get things from people they know, word of mouth is still the most powerful thing, especially in this community. And a lot of times that's a good source, or at least that's a good reference to start. If they had a good relationship, had a good experience with someone else, and it was in the same type area as yours, that's a good idea. But what I would do is this. Look on their website. Everybody's got a website now. We don't do a real good job of keeping ours up as appropriate as some others. But look at what experience that person has and what you think your problem is. I saw a billboard drop in today. It said, serious lawyers for serious injuries, and the person that's on the billboard looks like they're 12 years old. Okay, that doesn't mean that they're not highly qualified, but go look at the website of that. See if that person's actually tried a serious case. See if they've actually handled a serious case. Every lawyer, like everyone else, puts the good things on their website and doesn't put the things that are particularly unpleasant, but at least you'll know the good things they did. And so that would be, at least, I'm no different. I tell everyone about the cases I've won. I never tell about the cases I've lost. I've long since forgot them talking to others, but I still remember what the errors, because a lot of things in the practice of law, just like anything else, there's no child prodigies. You don't come out of law school at age 25 and all of a sudden say, I'm ready to run the world. You don't. You're the least qualified person to do your job in the history of any other occupation. At least if you were in medical school, you could do exactly the way they trained you to, and you'd be doing it competently. But it's not the same thing in what it is. It's not that way every day. And so hopefully as you get to be 63 years old, and I hate to say I'm 63 years old, but hopefully that person's better because they're 63 years old, and it's one of the few vocations you can continue to improve if you want to as you get older and you get more mature and you've had experiences. Because most of these things that people say, well, you're really smart. No, I'm not really smart. I've had that experience 40 times, so it makes me look like I'm really smart in that area. And if I've never had it, then I don't have that learned behavior to fall back on. And bless their heart, the most serious things is people that practice by themselves. If they're young and they practice by themselves, who do they ask? Who do they go see? Who do they talk about these things? We've tried to start a mentor program. Because of my age, I guess I'm one of the mentors. But in that regard, and have people feel free to come talk to me and say, look, this is a problem I've got. and feel good about that there's no one's going to do that, because it's a hard thing to start. It's a hard thing to start practicing law, and the idea that I can buy some advertising, that's not your key. Look and see what that person has done. If your person that you have referred you to, if they had experience, have them say, hey, I'm going to send Billy to see you, and he's got this problem. Is that something you can help me? Most people, if they're desperate business, are going to say yes. Most people, as they get older and they don't have to have everyone that comes in the door, will tell you, look, there are some people who can do that better than me. Because you don't want to have the person's first case be your case.
So we're joined by Rob Nora and Logan Thompson Law. What I'm hearing is really the experience of an attorney is so vital when you're considering hiring an attorney.
Well, unlike basketball, sometimes you see people come in college and they're diaper dandies and they have all this extraordinary talent, and they're going to be in college for 1 year and then they're going to go to the pros. Well, there's nobody like that in the legal firm or legal occupations. They're just not. You don't come in there with all that talent and you're better than the people that have been doing it for a long time. You don't. You have to learn to do these things. And so unlike sports where you're better when I understand as a male, ever since I was 29, my athletic prowess has been diminishing. You're actually better as you're getting older, at least up to some point.
Yeah.
And so experience does help. Look, it's the most important thing. It's good if that person, if they're by themselves, then they don't have any support. They don't have any support from their staff, and they don't have a great deal of support from other lawyers and things of that nature. It helps to have some people helping you. Just like Santa Claus, we all need help.
Logan Thompson Law, where the firm has grown so much over the last few years especially, and can really meet, you've got a problem, I guarantee they've got an attorney for you. Visit LoganThompsonLaw.com. Rob, great to see you, bud.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.